Hi, it's Miss Mo, and I wanted to come to you about an author that I enjoy reading about just as much as I enjoy reading her husband's books. Ashley came out with a book called The Prada Plan, and that was a great book. Like, next to Brenda Hanson's books is Ashley and Jaquavia's book. So there's like, they leave you with like twists and turns on top of more twists on top of more turns. Like, right when you think like a secret is not going to come out, it comes out when you least expect for it to come out. And I enjoyed the mess out of that book. When I first read it, I was like, wow, what the heck is a Prada Plan? Like, when I picked up the book, I was like, what the heck is a Prada Plan? That's what made me want to get it. But then, like, reading it, you hear about this girl named Yaya. Her name is Desaya, but they call her Yaya. And she goes from one predicament to another, and it's never a good thing for her. Like, her cycle, what her mom instilled in her is to always have a Prada plan. And when she ends up losing both of her parents, she ends up going from one predicament to another one. And that's when you see the seeds of what her mother taught her come up. In foster care, she also meets this girl named Mona. And it's not good for either of them. Like, they don't like where they're at. And they come up with a plan to leave. Which they do. Then, 3 years down the road, you see them, they're not successful, but they're maintaining. You know, they work at a bar, they're doing fine. Then they meet a guy who offers them something better, but it really isn't. And at first he offers Yaya and Mona comes along, but this guy is what really separates their friendship. And Mona ends up staying with this guy while Yaya ends up leaving. But through that one person, Yaya meets Leah. And this chick is crazy. Like, I don't know whether it's a good kind of crazy or a bad kind of crazy, but she's crazy. And she does the unthinkable, and it kind of just tears her apart. Now, through all of this, Yaya met this guy named Indy, and she doesn't think that she's good enough for him. And granted, her lifestyle would make her think that, but I'd rather tell him and get it out of the open, but this is a story, so. Anyways, she ends up having all these secrets. Now, when Leah finds out about Indy, she's jealous. And I'm like, oh Lord, something's going to happen. This girl pulls out all the stops to ruin Yaya's life. And when Indy ends up leaving Yaya over like a big secret, he not only endangers her life, he endangers someone else's. But through it all, Yaya is fine. Now, Indy is like either like the most naive person I know, or he just really doesn't care. But like, he ends up doing the unthinkable and ends up dating Leah. And like, he doesn't know that Leah and Yaya know each other. So here Yaya is thinking everything's okay, she's gonna be alright, but it's really not the truth. When Indy finds out about Yaya's secret, that ends up bringing them together. And like, he forgets all about Leah and just goes on his way. But like, towards the end of the book doesn't end there. There's actually a second one that I'm going to talk about, because that one was really good. And Leah's just crazy. That's all I can tell. But this book is definitely worth a read. You really need to read this book. If you've never read Ashley and Jaquavia's books, or scratch that. If you read Ashley and Jaquavia's books, read them when they're separate, because they're just as good. Like, I don't see a difference. You know, I'm like, I mean, you can tell who's writing what, but like, as far as like the twists and the turns in the book and all the extra stuff in between, good book. It's a good book. It's definitely worth the read. So go out. It's called The Prada Plan by Ashley. So